I also want to speak to you about your modeling. You know, like honestly, the modeling industry, man, or like just literally models in general. Like, sometimes I look at obviously models and I think to myself, like, obviously one of the main things you must really be confident. You know, you must really be happy with your body. That might be wrong. I might just be saying that, but sometimes the first thing that I see when I look at certain models, I'm like, all right, yeah, I rate you. You know, you're doing your thing. You get me? Like you're confident and you're going for what you love. But what sticks out in my head is confidence and loving what you do. Yeah, like for you, like the first part of the question is like, obviously you can discuss however you want to discuss. Like overall, like you know, would you say you're definitely confident with your body and this is why you got into modeling? Or
Modeling first came as
Yeah.
part of the record label situation. So when I was signed to the record label, I got a lot of attention in America. And not necessarily for my music, so I didn't really have a lot of music out. I got a lot of attention for my look
okay,
because they couldn't really place
yeah,
where she's from. Do you know what I mean? The first question I'd always get asked, is that all your hair? Yes, it's all my hair.
yeah,
Oh, what are you mixed with?
Yeah.
I'm black, the side of black, and the sauce is black.
yeah.
Before y'all get into any kind of black girls have long hair too. Yes, we do.
For real. Come on.
Yes, we do.
Show
And that's
them.
all mine. It's all mine.
No weed, man.
No weed. It's all mine. I'm not no shade to anybody that does the extensions because I
Yeah.
wear extensions as well when I'm ready. But this is all mine.
Come on, tell them.
And yeah, I mean, when I was on the label, my hair was like down to my bum at that point, and it was all mine. So they
Yeah.
liked the look of. I basically got picked up by Missy. Long story short, so when she had her Adidas line of Respect Me, I was modeling Respect Me over
I remember
here.
that as well. Yeah, when she collaborated with Adidas, a good feat.
Yeah, and it was the look
Remember.
that she liked because she
Yeah.
could see like, okay, she's a hood chick, clearly. But she's such a pretty looking hood chick. She's got this long hair. She's got this clear skin.
I hear you.
And then she opens her mouth. You're like, yo, she hood for real, for real.
Yeah.
And they liked the mix of that. So if I never spoke, you just think, okay, she's another pretty girl. And then, you know, it wasn't until maybe after university that I learned to articulate myself in a much better way that was like, I can speak to the queen, I can speak to the guys in the hood, I can speak to the shopkeeper, I can speak to the restaurants. But at one point, I only had one way of speaking. So I remember meeting Missy. She's like, how you doing? I was like, well, go on, G, you good? Shit, you hood for real, for real. I was like, yeah, fam, I'm from Deptford. Well, go on for you, though, you good?
Come on, Missy.
That must have been shocking for her.
It was, but they loved that.
Yeah, come on.
They loved that because she was like, obviously, Missy's hood as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
So she
and
knows, yeah.
But when I opened my mouth a lot of the time, it was like it was so not what people expected, because I sounded like I come from Deptford. So it was that, and then off the back of that, so I started modelling Adidas over here. Then Missy picked me up to do Respect Me for the UK, and then Adidas Couture picked me up, which is only in like Phuket and I think New York. And so I was going, and they've got like these beautiful dresses, like couture dresses. So yeah, I was modeling like 3 different brands of Adidas at that point. And again, it was just like, okay, well, this is what they want me to do. Let me try a thing. All right, I can do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
In present day, I was very body conscious as a kid. I had eating disorders. And so now the body that I have today, I love it because I've worked so hard with her, training, rewiring the brain. So now I'm in a confident space like, yeah, my body bangs. I worked damn hard for it as well. I got 4 kids. I got 2 grandchildren. This is what's popping. So yeah.
Tell them, talk to them.
Yeah. That's what's going on now. So yeah, today I love my body. Back then, I was just doing because I was getting paid to do it and I did it well. Now it's very conscious. Like, no, I love the body that I'm in.
Yeah, because you've actually put some time in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was training this morning. Jesus Christ, I was on the ropes this morning. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So like, you know that over the years, since you done that campaign, with Missy Elliott, you know, like over the years, have you gone in and out of doing different modelling jobs or not really?
I haven't done a bit of modelling for a while. The last modelling job I did was for a brand called, can I swear?
You can fucking swear.
The brand is called Fuck Your Brands.
Literally.
And basically,
What a brand.
yeah, it's
What
a brand.
a fucking brand.
And the brand is basically, it's a celebration of black brands and trying to get black people to buy into their own instead of buying into the people that actually don't like us.
I understand.
So yeah.
Now the name makes even more sense.
Yeah, and so it's basically a big middle finger saying, well, fuck your brands.
Yeah.
Buy into black brands. We're great.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time your designs come from us anyway. Your designs come from ancient civilizations in Africa anyway, so you know, so why not, rather than we're giving them their art, like we're giving them our ideas, let's keep them and make them our own. And I was very big on the subject of it and what it meant and the creativity of it. And it's actually like an ad campaign that's on YouTube now. It's like a mini movie, which is really good because I had to do some acting in it, and I played like this really unhinged boss, which was really, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So so what are your thoughts on like the modeling industry just in general? Obviously, I don't know how much attention you pay to that industry.
I don't really pay too much attention to the modeling industry because sorry, excuse me.
Oh, good.
For me, I feel like, I mean, I know how to dress my ass off. I always have.
You look good for sure. You look
Thank
good.
you. Like, I know
man.
how to. I know colors is something, you know. Like, I just know how to put together.
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, nobody should tell you what your body should look like. Yeah. Nobody should tell you what is fitting and what is not fitting.
Exactly.
Nobody should tell you or have that kind of power over you to dictate to you to the point where your own self-esteem is at stake. Yeah. That's how I look at it, and I think the modeling industry can be quite dangerous with that.
It's very extreme.
It's dictating what people should weigh. It's dictating how people's hair should look. It's dictating what is beautiful and what isn't. It's dictating the body type you should have, and it's very dangerous. Yeah. And so for me, I don't really give it a lot of time, because I think that healthy hair is good hair. I think healthy skin is good skin. I think a healthy body is a good body. You look after yourself. You drink your coconut water if you can't do your water. Yeah. You do your skin regimes and you internally love on yourself. It's what's going to radiate on the outside. And that is so much more important than what a set of people say you should look like. If I listened to those models, they'd have me looking like a teenage boy. Yeah. Because your hips are too much and your bum is too much. I'm a black woman with African descent.
Of course.
I'm going to walk past some shit and my ass going to knock it over.
Of course, come on.
Us black women got ignorant asses. That's what we do. And we love that shit. Put a drink on it if you want. We might not notice it's there. Mind your children. You might get knocked in the face accidentally.
So I've seen like, I noticed with the like supermodels. Mm-hmm. I've always thought like they kind of force themselves either to eat less or they do this thing where they vomit up.
They absolutely do. I've been in that industry where I've been working with a particular model. I'm not going to mention any names. And whenever she would feel like she was going to pass out, she'd eat a block of cheese. I was sitting there eating big bars of chocolate. And I mean, at the time, I didn't put on any weight because my metabolism is extremely fast. For the amount that I eat now as a healthier person, like I should be a lot bigger than what I am. Yeah. But they were like, she was so dedicated that she was risking her health. And I'm like, y'all are crazy.
Yeah, because they look very like...
They look unwell.
Slim.
Yeah, and it's not naturally built slim. You know, like some people naturally have small bones. Yeah. Like I've naturally, like you look at my wrist, I've naturally got small, long bones. But you can see with these people, like even at their skinniest, their bones and their wrists and their ankles are still bigger than mine. You're not supposed to be that small. You're not supposed to be. Like me, now I'm 10 stone. If I get to like 9 stone, I don't look well. Yeah. And I'm tiny. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got a very petite body frame. And so for those people that you're meant to be a size 10, 12 and you're trying to be a size 6, 8, you look unwell, babes. Yeah. And it's putting stress on your hair. Like they're missing their menstrual cycles, their hair's falling out. Dangerous, like dying, literally dying to be a model.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Like I've seen the even like certain shows, because I know they've done a few like shows where you get to see the life of how it is of them actually.
It's brutal.
I couldn't watch it. I have to be honest. I couldn't actually sit there and watch, because just the way they were being treated.
Yeah, you know yeah. I mean? You're a hanger to wear our clothes. We don't care about you.
Do you guys think the modeling industry, do you guys think that industry, like, maybe this is the wrong word or the right word, like, prey, you know when somebody preys on something weak? Like,
absolutely.
Do you think they target, maybe that's the right word, do you think the modeling industry targets a lot of, you know, women who are who find themselves like, who don't really love themselves, who have
that's what the beauty industry is. That's what the beauty industry is based on, isn't it? It's based on making people believe that you're not good enough without our products, you're not good enough without our say so. and people buy into it. Like the biggest rebellion that you could ever create is to say I am good enough and I am beautiful enough without your crap. Like I don't use no beauty products. There's no L'Oreal. Like I'll use makeup and
too much chemicals.
Yeah, but you see, like as far as like my facial regimes, my cleaning regimes for my skin, everyone's like, oh, your skin's always glowing. What do you use on your skin? I use sea moss gel, babes. Sea moss gel and a fresh flannel every day. And if I've got makeup on, then an exfoliating glove and you know the what's it called? The black soap.
Yeah, that's very good.
Like tiny amount of it in the water, and then I use the water to wash my makeup off. I don't use any of that stuff, micellar water and all of these things to clean your skin and night creams. And y'all don't care about my skin. What you're trying to tell me is without your stuff, I'm not good enough. And I'm here to tell you, babe, sea moss gel from my country is great. That's what I'm here to let you know. You go to any tropical country. You want to go to Africa. You want to go to South America. You want to go to the West Indies. We got the good stuff over there. Yeah, so you can keep your L'Oreal and your Clinique. I use your makeup, don't get me wrong. But, you know, as far as like my everyday, sea moss gel is the way forward.
Random question, Do you believe everyone's got a prize? You can answer this question however you want to answer it. Do you believe whenever it comes to certain things, everybody has got a prize?
I think the vast majority has a price.
Talk to us.
I think the vast majority being those that are still believing what they're seeing on TV.
Yeah.
Those that are running to buy into every product that's trending.
Yeah.
I believe that those people have a price.
Yeah.
And those are the vast majority. I feel like the 1%, so-called, probably don't. Bit more awake, bit more spiritually aligned, bit more understanding of what they're seeing around them outside of the trending and the rat race. So if you kind of sit outside of the rat race and you're witnessing what's going on, I don't believe those people have a price. If you're inside the rat race, not understanding what's happening to you, just following it, you have your price, definitely.
How do you feel about whenever people like see people like obviously Jay-Z, all of these people, you know, that become really, really successful, right? In our communities. And then obviously you got people who sometimes say these people sold their souls or whatever. And obviously I hear stories of people saying like, why does the black community always have to always say somebody who has got really successful have sold their soul? Why can somebody, you know, succeed without doing that? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts in that?
I feel the same way. I just feel like, okay,
what are your thoughts?
You've got, let's say, Tom Cruise, you've got Harvey Weinstein, and you've got...
Oh, you're saying some crazy names, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being purposeful.
You know what?
I live a purposeful life.
You just said some crazy names.
And we've got those people...
Oh my God, some
that
mad
have
names.
lived the life that they've lived, and nobody questions any kind of satanic rituals or selling souls. And then you've got Beyonce, and you've got Jay-Z, and you've got Oprah Winfrey, and it is questioned. Now, I'm not there to see what has happened from what hasn't happened.
That's what I always say. That's why you're my G. That's what I always say.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not there to witness and say, well, yeah, I saw this. Yeah. I didn't. I don't know what's going on.
But in terms of like, you know, when
but what I do know is that what I'm watching from all of those people is a collective. Whatever history whatever descent they are, there's something very common about the path that they take.
Yeah, there's a pattern.
That's what I will. There's a very obvious pattern. For all of those people. On that side and on this side, that race and this race. So I'm just like, well, if they're doing it, then they're doing it. And if they're not doing it, then they're not doing it.
I hear you.
But it's all the same thing. So whatever it is that is happening or not happening, they're all a part of it.
They're all involved.
The one scheme.
I completely hear you. And before we touch on spirituality as well, I want to touch on randomly to ask you, like, do you think the world would be a better place if the concept of time got removed?
Time doesn't technically exist though, does it?
Talk to us.
Time is a man-made construct and it's relative. So relative on a very basic level, like it's 2012 in Egypt right now, I think.
I know.
Time is relative.
And in Ethiopia, they live on a completely different...
Because the first calendars were Ethiopian calendars, right? Because they're the originals. They're like the first ones. Before it was called Ethiopia or Egypt, it was Kemet, which literally translates to black land. And if you look at them as Ethiopians or Somalians, you can look at them, their genes are so strong. You cannot deny that they're not the original black people. Like, you can't deny it. And You know, it's where everything came from. You go and look at their walls, you go and look at their history, you'll see computers, you'll see prosthetic legs, you'll see everything we've got today. It was already there. And so I try not to get too caught up in the whole time thing. I don't think time alone being eradicated would make the world a better place. I think there's quite a few different things that is not for camera that would make the world a better place. But time is definitely one of them, but I try not to get too caught up in it. And that's the great thing about music and living in a creative life and a spiritual life, is that none of those things don't really matter. I do what I want when I want.
I love it, man. And you know, like as a parent, like people always love to talk about obviously all of these what do you call it, like how much music influences the kids, you know, like all of these and obviously I'm a parent myself. I've got 3 kids on my own as well, and obviously with your kids getting to a certain age, I'm realizing as well, my son, especially my son, he's only 8 years old, but he's proper into drill music. He listens to music, and you know, I'm just starting to ask these questions as well, because obviously my kids are getting a bit older, and and I'm just starting to question, like, how much, you as a parent, how much do you think music, especially violent or this kind of music that's not really good vibes or whatever, like, as a parent, how much do you, like, you know, maybe not pay attention, but how much do you, like, how much does the drill music or like a lot of bad music that we listen to nowadays concern you as a parent? If so at all.
I'm very concerned. I mean, it's not in my household because there's no live TV in my household. Everything is Fire Stick and everything is on demand. And I do that on purpose because I've noticed even in adverts, there's like things that's being sent out.
Oh my God.
When it comes to certain types of music, we have to be aware of what's happening on a spiritual level. It's all very much rooted in root chakra, which is the lowest chakra. It's the chakra of materialism when it's blocked. When your root chakra isn't functioning as usual, it becomes caught up in things like materialism and attachments and control. And when you relay that back to the music and you listen to the frequency the music is in, it's done it's very carefully orchestrated.
Of course.
And so because I understand it on that level, subconsciously you cannot be in control of what you're being programmed unless you turn it off. So I turn it off. Yeah, like you can't stop the news subconsciously programming you unless you don't watch it.
Of course, yeah.
So I turn it off. And that's what I do with certain types of music, because music can uplift and it can... Everything has its counterpart. That's the way Earth is. You have light, you have dark, you have up, you have down, you have the sun, you got the stars. Like everything has its counterpart on Earth. And so if there is music that can badly influence, then there's music that can greatly influence.
Absolutely.
Which do you choose to feed? That's how I look at it. So my children love music. They've grown up in a house of music, but they listen to such a wide range of music. I don't think they even know that drill exists. And mummy likes drill.
Imagine.
Like if you go onto my my mixtape, I'm singing over certain drill beats. Like I'm bar singing, like rapping over drill beats, because I love drill. Like I love the root chakra feeling, like because it's very meditative. It comes from Africa, but it's what you choose to put on that music. So if your root chakra is blocked, then obviously what you're putting on there is coming from a blocked root chakra. It's control and it's materialism, which is what you hear on these drill songs, fear-based. But because mine is healthy, because you know I'm in alignment and I know my stuff, then what you get from me is release of negative energy that's turned into positive energy to help uplift somebody else.
Of course.
So but I turn it off. I turn it off. Because my children are not old enough or emotionally mature enough to understand what it is that they're looking at or listening to.
Of course, that's the main key, because there's a lot of like ratchet music that is being put out there. Like,
and they're trying to push it like, it's normal every day. Not in my house. Not in my house. There's gods and goddesses in my house.
Women, you know, women give life, you know, like women give life. You guys give birth to all of us. And I feel like obviously women are very, very, very important. Meaning like, you see that when we talk about obviously kids going off the rails, you know, when we talk about our communities in terms of like, you know, kids stabbing each other, you know, that where we come from, all of these things that happen like with different generations, the younger generations, all of these things. Like you as a black woman, you as a strong like black woman, like, do you think, how much part do you think like women just in general in terms of like nurture and all of these things, however people want to call it, how important do you think like maybe more women from the black community need to fix up spiritually or whatever to
Absolutely.
kind of like help
Absolutely.
nurture, you know, like some of the kids, even some of the
Absolutely.
men. Like how much do you think a lot of black women
I
need
think
to?
it's on both parts, but
Of
I think
course.
that there needs to be a conversation about the fact that a lot of us women,
Yeah.
our mothers were our first bullies. And our mothers were our first enemies and
You
our
can say
first
that again.
haters. Because my mum was my first hater. That was my first bully. That was my first time I witnessed jealousy.
Jesus
Do you
Christ.
see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the way that manifested was so incredibly traumatic. And it's a conversation that none of us want to have. And don't get me wrong, my dad equally.
Oh,
Do you know what I
hell.
mean? But
Yeah.
the lack of nurturing, like it's the lack of nurture from the feminine energy and the lack of structure from the masculine energy
Yeah.
is playing a massive part. And even if you get the most nurturing of mothers, you still need the masculine structure. And even if you get the most structured of single fathers, you still need the feminine nurture. It can't be done without both of us.
Yeah.
And this whole argument of you did this, I did that. Okay, when are we going to get past ego and start talking resolutions?
Of course.
We can talk all day about what caused it and where it came from and who did this and who did what. But if the conversation and the mindset is not geared towards solutions, then for me, it's just a waste of my time and a waste of my energy. Like, I don't do the debates with people a lot of the time because debates are always fueled by egos, which means that everyone's talking from opinion.
Exactly.
And if we're going to talk facts, opinion is the lowest form of emotional intelligence.
Of course.
It's the lowest form of conversational intelligence.
Yeah.
And so I don't engage in it. So everything for me is like solution based. And, you know, it's not easy. Like I have, you know, a situation at home where I'm not with my children's father and I can't particularly stand the character that he is. But my emotional maturity understands, regardless of how I feel about him, my children need that masculine energy and they need structure. Whether he's reached the masculine point that I'm happy with or not, they still need that. I'm not going to deprive them of that. I'm not going to have certain conversations in front of them. Because regardless of how I feel about him, you're a waste man and all of these things, my children love you and they're allowed to love you as loudly as they want to. And they're free to do so. They can't be free to do so if you've got a mother in the house, your father, You're allowed to feel how you feel, honey. I know he put you through some trauma. Trust me, I went through it. 5 years of recovery. Do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But the relationship that I've encountered with him is not the relationship my children are going to encounter with him because they don't have the same expectations of him that I do.
Exactly.
And so allow the dynamic to be different. I don't deal with him. You have to contact me through an app. I don't even want you to have my phone number.
Yeah, keep it separate.
But there's an arrangement in place. My children are happy. And if we can't find a way of some kind of solution so that our children are having both parents, and I'm not saying they both have to be in the house. Sometimes it doesn't work. But there has to be
a structure.
2 parents. There has to be nurture and there has to be structure. That's what raises well-rounded children, and that's what children need.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
When they don't have it, you get girls that are out looking for men and looking for love in all the wrong places that reflect the father that wasn't around. So they're going to emotionally unavailable men, men that are unreliable, because that's all she understands. As much as she doesn't want it, that's all she understands. You've got men that are out there looking for mothers because their mothers were abusing them or talking to them some kind of way, beating on their ego.
Or didn't really give them the love that they needed.
Didn't give them the love and attention and nurture that they needed. So they're out with women looking out for women. It's the equilibrium balance of Earth. Yeah. You don't know what a rainy day is until you've experienced a sunny day.
Of course.
And both are equally important for the sustenance of
Yes.
Earth. Whether we like one more than the other doesn't matter.
If
you don't like the rain and you don't like the wind, well, the rain is feeding the ground for it to grow, and the wind makes the leaves strong enough. Like, a lot of people don't know this. When the wind is blowing on the leaves are gaining their muscles. They become stronger and they become able to withstand living outside. That's what it's about. So when you've got indoor plants and you eventually want to put them outside, you have to put them outside a little at a time on the cold days, on the windy days, for their leaves to be able to withhold. So whether we like it or not, it's important for the growth of that particular thing. And it works the same way. You might not like, your counterpart that you used to be with because the relationship didn't work. But if he's a fundamentally good person, or he fundamentally wants to care for his children, even though he might have been a complete asshole to you, the fact that he has the capacity to be a good father, or at least try, because we don't know. There's no book.
No,
But at least try, have the intention and want to. It doesn't matter how it makes you feel. It's important. We don't like the wind and the rain as black people, but it's important.
It's important, yeah.
And there's already a stigma anyway about parenting and having so many different children with different baby mothers and all that. So it's important to like be there.
I just feel like if you have the time and the energy and the finances to make sure that all these children are loved,
of course,
feel worthy, feel like they are important because of your input, do what you're doing. If you've got 50,000 kids, you cannot possibly spread your energy and money and time between all of these children and make sure that they all feel loved. So that's just ridiculous. Do you see what I'm saying? But one of my friends has got 8 children and all of his children love their dad 100%. He puts in work. One of my brothers got 6 kids.
As a woman, like one of like the $1 million question, is you got like one thing I realized about certain mothers. Again, everybody, you know, a man and a woman get together, they have a relationship, and fireworks start going off, either good or bad.
Yeah.
You know, everyone goes through their own relationships, right? Even though we've got similarities in some relationships, but personally, everybody goes through their own personal relationship, right? One question now I always want to ask, you know, women, when I sit down with, you know, like great women like you, is like, you see when 2 people have a child, and then, you know, all of us, we hear this, it's like, a child, before anything, a child just needs love. A child just needs, you know, a child needs his mother or his father to just be there first and foremost, you know, like before money comes into the equation or whatever, a child first and foremost needs, you know, the father to be there, the mother to be there and give them that love, Like, once again, like, to you as a woman, like, you see when women, like we just spoke about, when women stop men from seeing their kids because they feel like their dad cannot really provide or whatever, but the father, even though the father might be struggling financially, but the father actually wants to actually be there regardless. Like, you go and say, like,
I have such a disdain for that. Because my thing is,
what are your thoughts on them kind of women who claim you're not a good dad because financially you cannot provide? You don't
get to decide he's a good dad based on what he can give you.
Yeah.
If he is a danger to the child, that is the only time you cut contact.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Agreed.
I've been in situations where I don't have money.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me less of a mother to my children. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't cost anything when they come home from school and they feel confident enough to come and say, "Mum, some fucking dickhead put," and I'm like, your language gonna get you punched up, but I know you're mad, all right, go for it.
Yeah.
That doesn't cost anything. Knowing that no matter what's going on, my son is 25, he's moved out, he's got his own household, he's running his household, he doesn't come back and ask me for no money, he's doing his thing. Like, big up my baby, my first love.
Come on.
He's running his thing. Earlier this week, Mum, letting me know about something that's bothering him, he doesn't know how to solve the problem. Now, I've always taught him, have a problem-solving, solution-based mindset. But if you can't do it, I'm here. I'm not always going to be here, so I can't always be your first point of call. He's 25, he's moved out. I live in Enfield and he's in Lewisham. He messages Mum like, "Mum, this is what's going down." That don't cost nothing. Knowing that no matter what I'm going through, Mum's always got me.
Yeah.
Knowing that my daughter's, as diva as she is, did this on the bars, like barely tapped her mouth. "I need my mum!" All kinds of drama. And as much as I can look and say, "Oh God, this girl's so dramatic," I love that she feels comfortable enough to be herself and say, "I need my mum." And know that she can say that knowing mummy's going to be there.
Of course,
Those things don't cost money. The fact that, you know, her dad's coming to pick her up from school on this particular day because it's his weekend. Stop him because what? He doesn't have money to get there. Stop him because he doesn't have a job. He's been out of work since, I think, October. And so he's had to say to me, you know, "I don't have the money to go halves with you on this and this at this particular time. All right, I got to find it. I'm not stopping you seeing your children." For what?
Yeah.
I can't stand him. I'll keep it 100% with you. I don't think I'm repulsed by anybody more in this world than him because of his character. But you know what? He loves his kids and his kids love him. You lot go do your thing. Have fun.
Yeah.
Of course.
And women, let your children love their dads loudly as they want to be. They're allowed to love their dads regardless of how you feel about them. And dads as well, because some of y'all are bitches.
Of course. Of course. It's just that, yeah. Now, obviously, like, all of us in this room, like, we know, like, this is a conversation that's not new, that's not old, and this conversation is going to keep on going on and on and on.
It will go on until everybody gets on the same page of how do we make a solution to this situation.
You get what I'm trying to say? Because
everybody's so busy on, you did this to me. Okay, how people make you feel is not your fault. Healing that is your responsibility. Real. Getting past that and being okay and understanding that how people behave is a reflection of them and that you shouldn't own it is your responsibility to learn. And the sooner you don't have those hang-ups is the sooner we can have solutions. Absolutely. Both ways. Yeah. And my baby father will tell you, Blue's told me some things. Yeah, I've told him some things. Him and his mum, I've told them some things. Because the road part comes out of me, and sometimes I need to let you know, like, you're not going to project what you've gone through or your lack onto me. So let me show you what's real. And I'm sure he can probably tell stories like, yeah, Blue has traced me off. I've wanted to cry some of the things she said to me. But when it comes to the kids, I don't get in the way. And he says that. As much as me and her, I don't even have her number. But she's the only one that's never stopped me seeing my children. Yeah. The other ones, you ain't got no money, you're not seeing them. Oh, you got a new girlfriend, you're not seeing them. You moved in with a new girl, you're not seeing every little thing.
Yeah, because that's even more of a trauma.
It hurts. Yeah. It hurts. And men of colour, so-called, you're not allowed to be emotional in public.
No.
You're not allowed to have emotions and have feelings.
Apparently
and
not.
then, you know, a lot of people don't even know this, but, you know, the percentage of men that are committing suicide or have suicidal thoughts are in its 80s%. Yeah. And a lot of the 80%, 80+% is due to the fact that they don't have their children in their life and they want to. Reality. I've counselled men through situations where they can't see their child and they feel like, well, what's the point of my life? Yeah. They're naturally chaotic people and their children is what kind of helps them to maintain focus and stay on the right path. Yeah. Take that from me. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Gone back to jail, gone back to the roads.
Yeah.
Because your why is gone. Your why, you have your why. Your why you don't do certain things, why you don't engage in certain things, why you don't throw hands no more. Your children, you take that away from somebody, what are we really expecting?
And as a father, as a man, you can imagine, obviously, like some women, people say, women know, if a woman cannot obviously hurt you, that typical saying, if a woman cannot hurt you physically or whatever, they know, if she's got a child with you, one of the main ways to really, really get to you is, through your child, right? Yeah. So, after going through that as well, it's you see how a lot of people say usually as well, the system. However people want to call it. I call it the Matrix, the Babylon, whatever. Yeah. This system is designed, to obviously to empower the woman or whatever, however people want to say it. Because
the system's designed to break the back.
What are your thoughts on this system? And do you think it's true, how the system is designed? Because growing up, I've heard it so many different times.
Literally just say, he did this to me, and the system's just on your ass. No questions, no investigations, just arrested, and before you know it, you got a criminal record. These times she done attacked you, bust a glass in your head, and you maybe pushed her, and because your muscle mass is so much bigger than her body mass, that little push you've given her, get off me, with trauma response, she's flown and licked her head somewhere. Yeah. I've seen this happen all the time. Yeah. I actually know someone that's in court for something like that now because she tried to attack him because she found out he's got a new girlfriend. And when he protected himself and kind of pushed her, and bearing in mind he's gone through trauma with his mother beating on him, flashbacks, he's pushed her a little bit too hard, she's clapped her head, you're not seeing your son, he's got a criminal record.
Jesus Christ, man.
And he's just trying to get married. That's all he's trying to do. He's got his job, building a life with my sister, trying to get married, trying to have a happy life. Because she can no longer control the situation, I'm going to take your freedom as best as I can, I'm going to take your son.
Yeah, life is crazy, man.
And she's surrounded by a lot of women with that mindset as well, which plays a big part.
Oh yeah. Because
they're egging her on. There's nobody in a corner checking her saying, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, even to speak about that as well in general, because we can even base this. Yeah.
People speaking out.
Yeah, because I feel that's also part of the problem as well, because sometimes like you got circles, you got people, you got different families, you got friend circles where where it's like everybody's like on the same hymn sheet, where everybody's
and that's
just
why
like,
a lot of like I've been in a lot of relationships where their mothers don't like me, where you know, I mean, I'm very blessed. I have a lot of female friends and they're all queens, all beautiful women.
Yeah, big
but
up
they
all
will
the
all
queens.
tell you, Blue will G-check you.
Yeah.
Like my sisters, I pulled them to one side and said, yo, stop talking to your husband like that in front of people. It's disrespectful, it's emasculating.
Yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, no. Don't, I'm just saying, it don't matter that I'm not married. If I was in that position, I'd want to clap your face off, and he can't because he's a man. So you're taking away his power and you're disrespecting him in a room full of people. You can't disrespect me like that because I'm your sister and I'll bust your face. So what I'm saying to you, you see how that's making him feel? Yeah. Think of how you made me feel like that. Yeah. You know you're doing that because you know he can't clap you as a man. Stop taking the piss.
Yeah.
I love women like you, you know, because I think we need that balance.
We do.
Not even on some smoke
And I've got certain sisters that love me for it, and I've got other sisters that hate me for it.
Yeah.
But this is me. One of my other sisters, she said something vile to her partner. I said, if I leave what I'm doing right now and come and drive down to your house and drag up your backside for you, you've gone mad. You're going to apologise and you're going to take that shit to therapy and get that sorted. Because if I hear you say something like that again to him, he's a good man. You're manifesting a good man and then you get a good man. You don't know what the Ross to do. Cuss her off.
That's crazy.
Cuss her off.
That's
the thing, because I was saying, like, I was going to ask, do you feel like everything's in reverse? Like,
yes.
You got the women trying to be stepping into
men roles.
Masculine.
I feel like we've had to. Because as a woman, speaking for myself, a woman that is very emotionally aware of herself, very emotionally intelligent, I have learned that whenever I'm in a situation where I feel like I need to be masculine, that's my body telling me this is not a safe place for you. Because when I'm with my brothers, related or non-related, I'm as soft as I am here. We're chilling, we're having jokes. I'm very much in a feminine energy. If I get into a masculine energy, what I'm being told in that situation is the situation you're in is not safe, or somebody or people in that room are not in the energy that they should be in.
They should be in.
Because when I'm surrounded by masculine men and I feel safe, I don't even know where my bag is half the time.
I hear it.
Like, when I'm with my brothers, I get out of the car and I lock my car. Give it to him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. If I'm shopping and I'm with my brothers, I don't pick up the bags. I don't pack the bags. And it's not because, it's not my job to do that. That's how they are with me. Yeah, if I'm with a man now where I'm going to pick up the bags, heavy bags to carry shopping because he's not offering to carry bags. Yeah. Okay, I've now stepped into a masculine energy, but what that's telling me, this person isn't for you. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But the thing is because we've had to work and we've had to look after the children and we have to keep household. It requires for us to become a bit masculine in order to survive those situations because it's not natural. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And then where some of these men are not looking after their children and they're not working, they're automatically residing in a feminine energy because they're not living as they should be living, because mum's holding down everything because you're not there. She's having to be the disciplinarian, and she's having to be the nurturer, and she's having to somehow try and do structure, and she's got to go to work and be masculine in the workplace because black women are angry. We've had to exude all of these different roles because you've upped and left the household. And even though you've left the household, you're not contributing in the way that you need to be. You're not still giving me, do you know what I mean? Absolutely. I'm not receiving the polar opposite in order to balance the situation. Of course. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's definitely out of sync. But I feel like some women, myself, I've learned to stay in feminine energy at all times, because if I have to get into masculine energy, that's a big sign that my body's saying this place is not safe. The people that you're with are not safe for you to be around. You need to be out of here, because I should be able to be feminine. Of course. And not have to be because becoming masculine energy as a female is survival. Of course. It's not natural. There's no such thing as an alpha female. There's alpha male and there's divine feminine. Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
And if I have to come out of divine feminine, and my divine feminine is powerful, there are men that hate me and I walk past them in all of my goddess energy and I go, good evening. They start stuttering. Just by, I don't have to, That's me in survival mode trying to do the man them thing. I'm not an alpha female, I'm a divine feminine.
Yeah.
I'm a goddess.
Of
When
course.
I exude goddess energy and I walk into a room, everybody knows exactly what it is with me.
Of course.
You're either going to sit with me and chill with me and vibe, or you're going to remove yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't have to do anything else. If I feel like I have to do anything else, I'm in the wrong room.
Wrong room.
Yeah, because like for me, like the way what I see now is it's like you're not seeing any. I don't mind you being some traits of masculinity, where what you were talking about. I feel that's good for a woman to stand by what she does because she knows her worth.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like how things are being portrayed now is more of they're trying to take up the men's role, whereby they're a lot more outlandish, a bit more rude. Like it kind of draws guys away from them.
Well, yeah, I don't even feel like that's masculine energy. I just feel like you're just rude.
Yeah.
You're just rude and cantankerous and undesirable.
Yeah.
And I would not, just like I would not desire a man that is feminine or hyper feminine. A man is not going to desire a woman. A straight man is not going to desire a woman that is hyper masculine. Because essentially what you're looking at is a man. You don't fancy men, so what you do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
And you don't want like constant friction. all the
Yeah,
time.
and you know, males and females both have masculine and feminine principles. But there has to be a balance. Like I can get real masculine if I'm out with my brothers and a girl wants to get a little bit wild because she feels like, oh, he's a man, he can't hit me. Well, I fucking can. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
And once again, I think we need more women like that because some women are always going to try to manipulate the situation, like you said.
Yeah, well, I mean, women naturally, especially black women, we're very majestic. When the majesty is out of sorts, it becomes manipulation.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about aligning and understanding how to use the energy correctly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like I can manipulate energy around me, but it's me walking past someone knowing that they don't like me and saying, good evening, how are you?
Yeah.
And being very kind, very soft-spoken and knowing that they don't know what to do with that energy because they're used to ratchet energy. I'm not going to give that to you. And in that, that's my strength. Understanding how majestic I am and walking in majesty rather than manipulation. Because manipulation is fear-based.
Yeah.
Majesty is crown-based. Understanding exactly who I am.
Love that.
I love that one.